Peace, peace. Divine Rising. Welcome to the YouTube live book reading of The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Dr. Cheikh and Diop. And I'm your moderator and narrator, Uriel. And we pick up in this 12th chapter. Peace, peace, YouTube. What's going on? What's going on? It's going to be a divine day. So I wanted to make sure I come on here, give you the peaceful part of YouTube, because tomorrow's going to be a big day. So I want to make sure I prepare. Right? That's one of the major keys in winning is preparation. You know, here's a gem on this beautiful day. So today I'm 17,133. What's important now? WIN. What's important now is a question and a major gem you can ask for yourself in the mirror. What's important now? That's how you win. WIN. There you go. Major gem to start off this beautiful divine day. So when you can think in that mode, it's always giving you your North Star. Okay? We pick up on page 255 down at the bottom in this 57 reading edition of this book. So welcome. Here we go. Another problem understandably preoccupies Mr. Diop, the skin color of the Egyptians, as represented on the tomb paintings and other documents. In his view, the so-called dark red of the Egyptians is none other than the color of the Negro. To support this, he cites Champollion the Younger, but Champollion distinguishes clearly between Egyptians, dark red, Negroes, Nahasi, Semites, Namo, who are flesh-colored, verging on yellow, Medes and Assyrians with tanned complexion, and Indo-Europeans, Tamil, with white skin. Before me lie 2 volumes with numerous illustrations. A. Lahotes, le chef d'œuvre de la peinture égyptienne, Paris, Hatchet, 1954, and Arpag, Mekhitaryan's La Peinture Égyptienne, Geneva, Skyra, 1954. In my view, they support the statements of Champollion the Younger and many others as well concerning the extreme variety of races represented. I shall note but one thing. When the artist wished to paint Negroes, he simply gave them a black or gray color, and the dark red personages, to mention them alone, are with some exceptions, not Negroes, but tan, brown, as is easily detected by the simple fact that the black color is found everywhere on the paintings to depict the hair, not the skin. The Egyptians were absolutely conscious of the difference in skin color between themselves, blacks and Asiatics. We have seen earlier that an anthropologist, C.S. Kuhn, 1939, page 98, described the usual color of pharaonic Egyptians as brunette white. This is also true of the average modern Egyptian of the Delta. The southerner is darker, reddish brown to medium brown. So that was Marnie, okay. As you could tell, because I was all over the place. Back to Dr. Sheikh Anta. Nahasi, Namo, Tamao, are not terms designating color in the Egyptian language, as Mauni's expose could lead us to believe. The Egyptians never distinguished themselves from other African Negroes by such terms as white, black, tan, etc., since they all belong to the same race. There is no need to open the Lehote's volume at which Mauni was looking. The illustrations on the cover representing Osiris, God, the ancestor of the Egyptian people, as Orpheus was for the Greeks, and painted coal black. Could be an excellent subject for the critic to think about. It is necessary to remind Mauney of the conclusion reached by Champollion on the modest origins of the white race. A veritable savage, tattooed on various parts of his body. Finally, what is the value of all these assumptions on the so-called conventional color of the Egyptians, as compared with the clinical examination of samples taken from the epidermis of the mummies? That examination enables us to classify them unquestionably among the most authentic blacks. At present, Mauni is living in Senegal. Let him look around. If one painted all the shades of observable on different Senegalese individuals, it would also be possible to distinguish in the same way a black Senegalese type, a dark brunette Senegalese type, etc. We can detect the artificial nature of such an approach because we are living in the midst of the people involved, and reality imposes limitations on the excesses of our intellectual freedom. It is not the same when we are dealing with dead Egyptians. Now back to Marnie's point. Here we go. I think this is his last point, too. Despite these risky hypotheses presented as accepted, irrefutable proofs, and his lack of information on recent studies concerning West Africa, Mr. Diop's work marks an important date. This is the first general work on African history by a French speaking Black. And in addition to an impressive documentation, it includes some excellent pages. It has the great merit of not following beaten paths and of compelling Egyptologists and others to take a stand and to be precise about certain of their opinions. But written in Paris before 1955, it is necessarily a militant book, impregnated with the spirit of those years of struggle, during which Africans, especially students exiled in Paris in the midst of colonizing people, were frustrated about their national history and were preparing the paths to independence by exalting negritude. Sometimes, and this is normal, at the price of perhaps unconsciously twisting impartiality and scientific truth. They recognized only that which provided arguments for their thesis, their cause. All this we was considered cricket, and indeed the results of the general struggle of the various strata of those African people can speak for themselves. Today, in 1960, the situation is different. This is the year of independence for numerous Black African countries, Mali, among others. The African historian, without disavowing in the least his political opinions during the years of opposition to colonialism, owes it to himself, to science, and to his country to place himself, if not already there, on a plane of strict objectivity, which includes neither political commitment nor to the utilization of hypotheses to be verified without the objectivity. One cannot speak of history, research, or scientific knowledge of history. Otherwise, one risks bringing discredit on the whole new school of African history and publicizing a group of errors, exaggerations, which do harm to the Africans themselves. For now, the good reason the curriculum of African history is going to be revised so that Black youngsters may learn their own history rather than that of the colonizer. It is no longer a matter of convincing audiences of Parisians or African students in Paris, the former, almost totally incompetent on the subject, and the latter, obviously predisposed by anti colonialist reaction preceding the rapid acquisition of independence to applaud this veritable Negro Gobbinism. It is now a question of the author submitting his ideas to examination by scholars who alone are qualified to say what should be retained, or else let him return to the arduous task of historical research to verify many of his own hypotheses. When we read under the signature of modern Egyptologists that C.A. Diop is right and that ancient Egypt was Negro, only then must textbooks be revised in that sense. The cultural unity of Africa, from the Egyptian to the Bushman, Wolof, Moroccan, Tuareg, Tita, Pygmy, Zulu, Somali, and Abyssinian. Why not? On condition that ethnologists, sociologists, and others affirm it. Linguistic connection between ancient Egyptian and Wolof. Specialists in African languages will be able to tell us someday whether this hypothesis is valid. However, only on condition that the specialize in them and be so certified. Finally, finished that. All right, so let me go back to here because there's a footnote down at the bottom that I want to read to you. It's very important to this reading because in his critique, he used the word nigritude. And so I'm going to read you the footnote down at the bottom so that we can get this all in. Yeah, welcome. Peace, YouTube. Divine days and nights. Yeah, I just been reading through. I wanted to make sure that all of y'all are having a wonderful day. Divine rising. What amazing work we have to do, and we're coming up on a big weekend. So yeah, we got a full moon coming soon. Very, very excited about this. Very excited. Okay. So, y'all are fine. We are at the bottom of page 257. So I'm going to read this wonderful footnote about nigritude. Okay. Nigritude has been defined by its theoretician, Leopold Sédar Senghor, as the sum total of the values of the Negro African world. The word was first used by Aimé Césaire, poet, essayist, and dramatist, as a literary and cultural movement. It is perhaps best illustrated by the works of its three founders: Senghor of Senegal, César of Martinique, and Damas of Guyana. Essentially, it stresses the Black man's past, present, and future potential contributions to the world. A reference to the short lived Federation of Mali, 1959 1960, which included Senegal and the French Sudan. So that was um, a footnote for the A inside where it's next to Mali. I'll just show you. That's what YouTube is for. So you see, okay. And then we just read this. Oh, peace, highest heart love, and welcome YouTube. Thank you for the likes and subs. I want to make sure that you did see that right here. Okay, that's what the second footnote was for. Now we finished his critique. Let's close out the chapter reading from Dr. Cheikh Anta, chapter 12. Doing it again, doing it again. The reader who has followed us this far will be able to verify whether or not the special conditions under which we labored in Paris or the requirements of the political and social struggle forced us at any time to twist scientific truth or prevented us from holding to a course of strict objectivity. It will also be for the reader to decide whether our attitude and its results cast discredit or honor on the new school of African history, whether it publicizes a group of errors or destroys once and for all a body of myths that scholars had imposed on the world throughout 150 years of erudition, whether it is a case of Black Gobbinism or a rectification of human history. If we had to wait for specialists to make all the rectifications contained in Nations Negre et Culture, there would perhaps be time enough to see whole nations disappear under the weight of alienation. The reverse procedure is the real solution. Each day, those possessors of knowledge supporting the new ideas become more numerous. Has not Egyptology just recognized the cultural unity of Black Africa and ancient Egypt? This was not the case 6 years ago. As Professor Jean Leclerc, a noted French Egyptologist himself, has observed, this fact is perhaps more important than somatic relationship. Consequently, if battle there was, it has been won. The cause has been heard. One can find the facts distasteful, but no specialist will now risk a rebuttal of the cultural and linguistic relationship between ancient Egypt and Black Africa. By the same token, the assertion that the ancient inhabitants of the Sahara were Negroes and that they played a preponderant role in peopling Black Africa and Egypt no longer arouses an impassioned outcry for the facts are there. Mm. But all those truths had to be stated before those who call themselves specialists would even consider them. The history of those recent years fully demonstrates this. We have never spoken of any cultural unity other than that of Egypt and Black Africa. Consequently, Mr. Mauney's list of desperate peoples reflects displeasure over the facts, a feeling of resignation in the presence of what one is unable to destroy. More so than it reflects the serene, convincing arguments that we would have expected. Henceforth, the textbooks can be revised in line with Mauney's criteria, at least in the direction of Egypto African cultural unity. The condition has been met. Will it simply be ignored? To criticize nations, negare a culture, a very imperfect work. One should not attack its structure, for that approach will be unproductive. Its structure is solid, its perspectives valid. Instead, the target should be the small details, for then it will be possible to detect numerous shortcomings. Wow. Yes! Woo! Completion of chapter 12. Wow. Another chapter completed, and we only have two chapters left of the African origin of civilization, myth or reality by Dr. Sheikh Anta and translated and edited by Mercer Cook. Shaking it up on YouTube, reading books. Woo, consistently just giving it to you. Much love. Ah, Mihai. Oh, much love. I love all the emojis. Hi is hard love. Yeah, it's like our modern glyphs and emojis, right? Thank you so much for reading with us. Shaking it up on YouTube. Complete another chapter. And we're on our way to completing another book. Wow, 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 wow. Gratitude, divine rising, and highest heart love. Thank you for reading books with us. Much love. And love to all those others out there that enjoy reading. Part of the book lovers community here, live from the light in LA. So keep it going. Much love. right? It's going to be another productive day. I can feel it. Play, enjoy, become beatific. That's what we do, you know. Shining the light everywhere for the people is about so they can see clear. Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what shining the light has always been about giving a pathway. And so being honorable is one of those ways that we continue to shine the light. Thank you so much for being here. Divine days and nights. Let's have a glass of love water. Honor of completion of another chapter, as well as for our solar returns. All those beautiful solar returns we got going on right now. We're in the thick of the summer. Happy solar return to all those out there this 23rd day and for the 24th day. Happy solar return. We love you. And for all those that have elevated, like Malcolm Jamal Warner, solar return just passed, and we always honor and love him. We love the poets. Highest heart, love, and honor. Love you. Love you. Sending love to you on your journey. We love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. That's a wonderful love order. Thank you so much for being here. Peace, divine days and nights. All right. Highest heart love to you. Let's sing I love you to our friends and families, solar return, and to ourselves, right? That's what this is all about, honing our vibration. So when I was talking about earlier about identifying what's important now, that's how you win. Because each step, each day that we're here shining our light is a win. As long as you're alive, you have a chance and choice. Sacred sounds can make you divine. You send ripples through the universe whenever you use your voice. Our bodies look new, but our souls are ancient old. Your heart works hard so your body won't fold. The sun gives us heat, so the sun regulates the cold. You are what you believe you are. You are a part of everything you've ever been sold. Don't believe everything you're told. Knowledge is everything. Is way more precious than gold. Yeah. So we give out the light because we are the light. Thank you for being here. We're pushing towards 700 on this peaceful part of YouTube where we read books and learn from masters. It's Heart Love, my master fitness trainer, Uriel Riley. Thank you for being here with us, seeing it live. I will put a brief vocabulary of this reading in the description. When it's finished uploading, it will be in the playlist. And just like all the other books around here, you can just ding, just tap on it Right? Tap on it and it'll read the entire book for you. Chapter 12 is complete. The world is yours. Ay, 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 ay. Love, 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 love. You, 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 you. Ay, 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 ay. Love, 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 love you. You, 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 you. You know it, because I love myself. Thank you so much for being here and reading with us. Fine days and nights. I want you to have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Peace. Thank you.